There was more to life than just work itself. I wanted my weekends back. I no longer wanted to work 60 plus hours a week. I have absolutely no college degree whatsoever. Just a crazy work ethic and a passion for sales. My first couple of interviews, I did not have any, I was nervous. I did not really sell myself, and they were not picking up on if I could get the job done or not. I really leaned on that whenever I was going through the interviewing process as well.
I'm really excited this week to share Antoine's story, who spent 7 years in the auto industry right out of high school, didn't have a degree, and was recently able to transition to a $130,000 a year account executive role in tech sales. This is an awesome story of someone who had a lot of drive, a lot of work ethic, and ability to show that, but really needed to tweak a few different things to make it hyper relevant to an account executive role and to a tech and tech sales role as well. There's a lot of great nuggets in today's conversation, and Antoine, we're super excited for you. We know you've got a lot of great things ahead of you. Thanks again for all the insight, and I know everyone watching is gonna get a ton out of this video.
Hey everybody, really excited this week to speak with Antoine, who just broke into an account executive role coming over from car sales. Antoine, a lot of great stuff to break down and a lot of value I'm sure people are gonna get watching this. Maybe as a starting point, share kind of your background and where you were before breaking into an account executive role.
Absolutely, Eric. So my name is Antoine Augustin. I'm no longer a car salesman. My journey in car sales started a little bit after high school. My love for cars and hunger for money was big at the time, and that led me to automotive sales. I have absolutely no college degree whatsoever, just a crazy work ethic and a passion for sales. I thought car sales was going to be something that I was going to be doing for the rest of my life, literally, but it served me very, very well. But after growing and starting my family, I realized that there was more to work. There was more to life than just work itself. I wanted my weekends back. I no longer wanted to work 60 plus hours a week. And although I am still money motivated, I know a lot of us are, but it's coming from a completely different angle now. And I wanted to find that career that was going to give me that quality of life that I'm really, really looking for. And that's when I stumbled across tech sales, and I started doing more research on it. And I couldn't believe it. And I did not believe it for a while that I was able to, work remote, make a six-figure income, and not have to work weekends at the same time. So it took my mind a while to get that, to wrap around that. But it's true. And I'm very, very happy to be here right now, Eric. I am.
That's awesome, man. And I know, you're in a unique situation because I think you're the first person to go directly to an account executive role. And I'm curious because I've spoken with people that maybe have industry and or sales experience that's not tech. What kind of made you start looking at tech? And then what did you kind of do on your own before saying like, hey, I do want to invest in something like a higher levels program?
Yeah. So before I went searching for courses and everything, I did apply for I want to say 2 or 3 positions. I landed 2 interviews, but I completely butchered those interviews like crazy, absolutely butchered them to the point where the interview was like, hey, you're not going to be a good fit. Let's carry on. When that happened, I was like, okay, if this is something I do want to, pursue, let me go ahead and do some more research on tech sales. And I went on YouTube. I'm looking for videos, and I was actually looking at course careers for a while, for a good minute, and I started watching testimonial videos, and I even did their course careers. They have like a free trial, and you can do a couple segments here and there, and I did that, but I wasn't 100% sold at the time. So I went back watching videos after video after video. And that's when I stumbled across a video. Right after watching a testimonial video for course careers, I seen a YouTube video. I was like, why I do tech sales and you shouldn't. And then the image was 7,800 rent. I was like, that's crazy. And then I clicked it, and it was you, Eric. Of course, it was you. And I watched it, and everything you said literally resonated with me. And I knew this is where I should invest my money. Right here. And then on top of that, after watching a couple more of your videos, I automatically realized hey, this is a fresh company. You guys are now hitting the ground running. So the information that you're going to be giving me is going to be very, very valuable. and also it's going to be good quality because you're starting here and you want to get all the way up here. So I was like, and I have direct contact to the founders of the company. I was like, you know what, this is going to be best for me. So let me go ahead and invest my money here. And it's worked out tremendously.
Yeah, that's awesome. And credit to you. Like, I love to see people that do a lot on their own and then ultimately elect to kind of get into a program. And I'm curious, right? Because it sounds like you're doing a ton of research. Obviously, you even have some sales experience in the past, even though maybe it's not directly tech or tech sales. What do you feel like, when you ultimately said, hey, I am going to invest in a program, what did you find from higher levels and get out of it that maybe you didn't find on just the YouTube content?
Yeah. I would say more of the personal touch and having direct access to a group of individuals that's on the same page, and I could go there and post and get some feedback, get some help from other members of the group, or even not what's his name again?
Chris and Ryan. Yeah.
Chris. Yeah, yes, Chris. And then also, you guys have those weekly calls as well. So that does have like a really good advantage to it. And I really leaned on that whenever I was going through the interviewing process as well. Because from talking to them, it seems like they were looking also for somebody who's willing to learn outside of just in the role type of learning. So me telling them that, hey, I have direct access to a group of people that can help me if I need help. I have direct access to other enterprise account executives or account executives at other major companies that will be more than willing to help me if I need help. And I use that as some huge leverage, and it helped a lot. It really, really did help a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, and credit to you for taking full advantage. I'd love to, maybe for someone on the outside looking in that is trying to make this transition into an SDR or account executive role. I know we were talking before we started recording of you had some pretty intense interviews. So maybe if there's anything, you learned throughout that interview process, if one or two major things come to mind that you feel like you did to set yourself apart from the competition, I'd love to pick your brain on, some of the things that you would give as advice to other people watching this video as well.
I would say one big piece of advice is, the confidence, having that confidence to speak to the interviewers and really selling yourself. My first couple of interviews, I did not have any, I was nervous, I did not really sell myself, it was just white and black, pretty much no personality at all. And they were not picking up on if I could get the job done or not. But whenever I was like, okay, I need to relax. I've had a few practice runs already. I know the questions that they're going to ask. Let me better prepare myself for these next interviews. I went into this AE interview like freaking, I was ready to go, like ready to go. My first interview, I had 3 people on there. I was nervous. I just took a minute to breathe, and I was like, okay, let me show them what I could actually do. Let me leverage all of my achievements in order for me to get this role here, because I'm just going straight to AE. So I'm like, I know I can do the job. If I know the job, I can do it. I just got to prove to them that I can do it. And that's exactly what I did. And then another thing is your LinkedIn profile. So I went ahead and I made sure I optimized my LinkedIn profile to the best that I can, like with the banner and all the different wordings and everything on there, and really kind of optimizing it to where I want a AE or a SDR or an AE role. So when the recruiters or the hiring managers go and click on my profile page, they can see like, okay, this guy is serious. And I've also have some of my achievements on there as well, and they can see all of that. And then one more thing is, and higher levels did help with that, is going to be the resumes. So the resume optimization and making sure you can pass that ATS system. These are all research things I did not know existed, but apparently it does with the ATS system, and making sure your resume is fully optimized to pass that by using, keywords for the roles, whatever roles you're applying to. That does help out a lot. And I would say I probably put out about a good 30 applications. And out of the 30, I would say about 15 of them was like personalized resumes. So in that resume, I'll put the company's name. I'll put the role that as the header. I'll put the role that I'm applying to. If it's SDR or account executive, I'll put those keywords in that personalized resume. So that way it makes it past that ATS system, and it worked. It really worked. And then also reaching out to those recruiters or hiring managers on LinkedIn as well. I did do some Loom videos that helped out tremendously. Like after my interview, I'll take a quick 30-second video, send it to the interviewer. Or if I submit an application, I would go on LinkedIn and pretty much headhunt the recruiters, some of the managers in that company, and I'll just shoot them a quick message letting them know, hey, I applied to this role, and then I'll send them a Loom video as well and just follow up from there. So that did help out a lot too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tons of great advice there. And maybe too, this is a little specific to your background, coming from sales in a different industry altogether. Were there things like you feel you really had to demonstrate, or challenges you had to overcome of saying, hey, I haven't sold something like this in the past, but I can absolutely do it at a very, very high level?
Yes. So one example for this AE role here, after I got done with the interview, I've never done, B2B sales, because this is pretty much what it is. But selling luxury cars, I got an opportunity to meet a lot of awesome people, a lot of business owners, for example, and I use that as leverage too. So what I did was, after my second interview, I made like a full Excel of all of my warm market. So all the people that I sold cars to that own businesses, I literally made a full list of their name and the companies that they own. It was about 50 or 60 individuals that I sold cars to, and that I do have like a really good relationship with. And I sent that into them. And I told them, I was like, hey, within my first or second week, I'm going to reach out to all these individuals here, which is my warm market, and let them know what I now do for work and how we can help their businesses. So they are like, okay, this guy's coming in ready to hit the ground running, So that did help out, a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah. Really great advice there. There's so many ways you can stand out. And I think, controlling the message as you did, as opposed to trying to overcompensate. Like, that's one thing I don't hear too from you, is like, you didn't have to try hard. You just had to show you could do the work and do it very effectively. You weren't, coming from a point of like weakness or feeling like you couldn't do it and trying to overcompensate. So that's awesome and really great advice. Maybe as kind of a closing point or final question, more generic, higher level, is, looking back at your own situation, or to someone who's maybe on the outside looking in that wants to make this move, is there any advice you'd give to your younger self, or anything we haven't talked about already?
Yeah, I wish I would have done it sooner. I wish I would have done it sooner, because this is an industry that can change your life and give you the quality of life that you are looking for, So when I heard that I can work remote and I could make a 6-figure income and not work weekends, it took me a while to get that wrapped around my head, to where I stalled this whole process for, 2 to 3 years. And I could have got out of there and got into this a lot sooner than usual. And it's true. So now I have a role where I don't work weekends. I work normal 8 to 5, and I can make 6 figures, So
Awesome.
and if you see this and you're watching it and you're looking to make that move, this is it. Higher levels will literally show you the blueprint like it showed me. So I highly recommend.
No, we appreciate that, man. And at the end of the day, we help give you the blueprint, but you have to do it yourself. You have to be on the front lines and execute everything at a high level. No doubt you did. I mean, one of the best offers we've seen from our alumni. So we're obviously really excited for you, and no doubt 6, 12, 24 months from now, we're really excited to see where it takes you. But Antoine, really great conversation. Appreciate the time, man. And best of luck as you ramp up into your new role.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. And I really appreciate what you have done.